The night chill slid across my skin, and I shook. I looked out into the total darkness around me. I was alone. I could only hear dew drip from above in this black cavern. I slumped back against a jagged rock. It was my only way to rest. I began to wonder something I had wondered my whole entire life. Is there a better way to live?
Yes, there is.
I jumped from the sudden noise. Who are you? I replied.
I'm a friend. Someone who sees you shiver in this cold, wet cave with no refuge.
I spoke so calmly, almost soothing. I found myself leaning forward just to listen.
I wish only to give you warmth.
The ground began to shift, and a small opening appeared. A red light came from it, and steam arose too. I put my fingers over it, and the heat coursed through my whole body. I began to smell a pleasing aroma. A new sensation had come over me like none other before.
Just trust me, and I will make all of your chills disappear.
Wait!
I turned to see a man standing a few feet away.
Offer him and he will lead you into a world of torture. I've been sent here to help you.
The other voice began to laugh.
You must be joking. Look at him. He's in worse condition than you are. He brings you nothing.
The aroma grew stronger, and I couldn't help but take a heavier whiff of it.
I've given you warmth, and I can do so much more.
Please do not buy into his lies.
He sounded so distressed and concerned, I didn't understand why.
I am willing to show my face because I am pure and good. He hides his because he is so distorted from evil and impurity. He wishes no more than to bring misery into your life.
Oh, come now. Does this look like misery to you?
The crack grew larger again, and the smoke became blacker. It transformed into images that just danced around me. They were of people wrapped in riches, celebrating for something. The smoke broke apart and reshaped. It became a reflection of myself, only happy. A handsome man stood behind her, put a hand on her shoulder. She faced him and smiled. They began to dance together. I was overtaken with joy. I stretched a hand out to touch them, but the smoke broke again and faded.
Just a taste of what I offer. I can give you anything your heart yearns for, cries for, and aches for.
The heart's only desire is love.
I turned away from the voice to face him.
You have been cold and alone. I can give you a new life, and with me, you will never be alone.
The life he speaks of is nothing compared to the life that I offer.
I once again found myself watching the smoke. The crack had grown so large now, it was big enough for someone to easily fall through. The images returned, and were lining up to dive in the hole, as if it were a swimming pool.
Many have chosen this way, and have chosen wisely. They know true warmth now. And so can you.
They thought it was the best way to go, but it wasn't. I can give you more than his riches. I can give you eternal life.
Who would want to live in a world so dark and lonely?
If you follow him, you will be more alone than you were before either of us even came.
I can give you a life that is heated and intense.
I can give you a life full of warmth and prosperity.
I can give you a life of excitement and riches.
I can give you eternal love.
I can give you anything that you want in this life.
I can give you a fulfilled life that will never end.
My eyes kept darting back and forth, my mind swimming with thoughts they both kept putting in my head. The voice, he was so confident in everything he said, yet the man was so desperate and concerned, I didn't know what to think. The smoke grew more intense, and I was surrounded in it. I was beginning to be more powerless. It was taking over my mind.
Yes, give into the sense. Give into it all. Let the flash take over you.
I looked down to see the man behind the voice. Instead, I saw fire. Nothing but flames everywhere, and I was standing on the only patch of ground left. Before I had time to react, the ground fell under me, and I was beginning to fall. I managed to grab what was left standing. I was now caught between life and death. The man before was now standing over me. He was bleeding vigorously from his head. He stretched out his arms. They were also glistening in blood.
I love you. Please, I'm suffering so much for you. All you have to do is trust me and I will save you.
Look at this scrawny man. He is nothing. He couldn't carry to fly.
Please, I don't want to watch you die.
Tears were pouring from my eyes, but instantly evaporating in the heat. He was right all along, and I wouldn't listen. How could I be so stupid?
Just trust me, and I can pull you out.
I reached up. The flames grew hotter as I did, draining my energy. I tried with all my might to reach him, to get saved, but the smoke was thick as molasses, and the flames, they were just unbearable. I knew I couldn't hold on much longer. My fingers slipped. My heart was racing, and with the last bit of my energy left, I screamed at the top of my lungs, "I trust you!" I held my eyes shut. I expected to be burned any second, but all I heard was silence. Was I dead? I thought twice about it, but I opened my eyes. A hand was gripping mine. I looked up, and there was the man, glowing in the darkness. He shimmered with a pure light. I was left speechless. He pulled me up with ease and gently put me on my feet. He smiled. I collapsed in front of him. I was weary, but I was joyful. He had saved my life, and I wanted to give it to him. He knelt down and lifted my head.
My child, you will never be alone again.